Many of us are familiar with feeling the need to over-explain, providing excessive details or justification for our thoughts, actions, or decisions. While it may seem like a harmless habit, over-explaining can indicate deeper issues related to self-esteem, anxiety, and a need for validation. In this video, we'll explore why we feel the need to over-explain, delving into how childhood experiences, particularly strict parenting styles, contribute to this type of behaviour, and I'll also provide strategies for overcoming it. I'm Jo Banks. I've been a professional executive business coach for 15 years, and I'm sharing what I know. Before I get into the details, I wanted to explain why I chose this topic. And yes, I really do get the irony. A few weeks ago, I had arranged to meet my friend Sharon for dinner. The day of our dinner, Sharon texted to apologise and ask if we could rearrange. In fact, the text said, "Sorry, lovely, I can't make it tonight. Do you mind if we rearrange?" That's it. There was no explanation, no nothing. That was it. Now, I love my friend. I've known her since we were 11 years old. And of course, I had no problem whatsoever with her rearranging, nor did I need an explanation. But what really stood out to me in that text was that she didn't give a reason. If it was me, I would have felt compelled to explain in detail why I couldn't make it, giving a long explanation, justifying my reasons, and hoping that she would accept it and not be mad at me for cancelling. The difference between our two approaches really leapt out at me, and I remember saying out loud, "You don't need to explain." Since then, I've recognised this apparent need to over-explain in both myself and my clients, which has led me to do this video. If you feel a need to over-explain, or if someone in your life over-explains, hopefully this video will help you identify the reasons why and help you have more compassion for both yourself and others. So let's get into it. The roots of over-explaining. Over-explaining often stems from a combination of psychological, social, and cultural factors. Key among these are, number one, insecurity and self-doubt. Many individuals over-explain because they doubt their own judgment and feel insecure about their decisions. They fear criticism or rejection and believe that providing excessive details will preemptively address any potential questions or concerns. Number two, need for approval and validation. Seeking approval and validation is a natural human tendency, but it can become an overwhelming need for some. Over-explaining is a way to ensure that others understand and approve of our actions and decisions, serving as a form of reassurance. Number three, anxiety and perfectionism. People with anxiety and perfectionistic tendencies often feel a compulsion to cover all bases and leave no room for misunderstanding or error. This can lead to over-explaining as they try to control the narrative and prevent any negative outcomes. Number four, fear of judgment or not being believed. For many, over-explaining comes from a fear of being judged or not being believed. What will others think? What will they say? Will they think I'm a bad person? They'll think I've let them down, are all common internal narratives. The impact of childhood experiences. Childhood experiences play a significant role in shaping our behaviours and coping mechanisms. Strict parenting styles, in particular, can contribute to the development of over-explaining tendencies. So let's look at that in a bit more detail. Firstly, authoritarian parenting. Children raised in authoritarian households where strict rules and high expectations are the norm often develop a heightened sense of scrutiny. These children learn that their actions and decisions are closely monitored and frequently criticised, leading to them feeling that they must justify themselves thoroughly to avoid punishment or disapproval. Number 2, lack of emotional validation. In some families, children do not receive adequate emotional validation. Their feelings and perspectives might be dismissed or minimised, teaching them that they need to over-explain to be understood and taken seriously. This lack of validation can create a lifelong habit of seeking excessive reassurance from others. Number 3, fear of punishment. Strict parenting often involves harsh consequences for perceived misbehaviour or mistakes. Children who grew up in such environments may over-explain as a defensive mechanism to avoid punishment. They become accustomed to providing detailed explanations to preempt any negative reactions from authority figures. Number 4, high expectations and perfectionism. Parents with high expectations can inadvertently foster perfectionism in their children. These children learn that anything less than perfect is unacceptable, driving them to over-explain in an attempt to prove their thoroughness and competence. Strategies for overcoming over-explaining. Breaking the habit of over-explaining requires self-awareness and the implementation of practical strategies. So here are several approaches that can help you overcome this type of behaviour. Number 1, build self-confidence. Acknowledge your achievements and regularly reflect on your accomplishments and recognise your strengths. Keeping a journal. I'm a huge fan of journals. There is so much evidence out there about the positive impact they can have on our mental health. But keeping a journal of your successes can help reinforce your self-worth and reduce your need for external validation. Set realistic expectations and understand that perfectionism is unattainable and that making mistakes is a natural part of life. Set realistic goals and accept that it's okay not to have all the answers. Number 2, practice mindfulness. Stay present and practice mindfulness techniques to stay present in the moment. Mindfulness can help reduce anxiety and the urge to over-explain by shifting your focus away from hypothetical future criticisms and toward the here and now. Regular meditation can help calm your mind and your nervous system, reducing anxiety, making it easier for you to resist the urge to over-explain. Even just a few minutes of meditation each day is proven to have a significant impact on our well-being. Number 3, improve communication skills. Practice delivering your thoughts and ideas concisely. Before speaking, take a moment to organise your thoughts and determine the key points you want to convey. Choose clear and direct language that leaves little room for misinterpretation. This can help you communicate your message effectively without the need for excessive detail. Number 4, seek emotional support. Consider seeking the help of a therapist or coach to explore the roots of your over-explaining behaviour and help you develop healthier coping mechanisms. Therapy and coaching can provide a safe space to address underlying insecurities and anxieties. Also, joining support groups or communities where you can share your experiences and receive feedback can help you feel less isolated and more understood. Number 5, set boundaries. Know your limits and recognise when you're over-explaining and set boundaries for yourself. Remind yourself that it's okay to provide a brief explanation and trust that others will understand. Learning assertiveness techniques can help you communicate your needs and boundaries more effectively. Assertiveness training can empower you to express yourself confidently without feeling the need to over-explain. Number 6, challenge negative thoughts. Cognitive behavioural techniques are fantastic for this. CBT techniques can help you challenge and reframe negative thoughts that drive over-explaining. It helps you identify irrational beliefs and replace them with more balanced and realistic perspectives. Positive affirmations are also great. You can use positive affirmations to reinforce your self-worth and reduce the need for external validation. Regularly remind yourself of your strengths and capabilities. Personal reflections and growth. Overcoming the need to over-explain is a journey that involves self-reflection and personal growth. And here are a few more steps or techniques that might help you. Number 1, reflect on your childhood and identify triggers. If you reflect on your childhood experiences and identify those triggers or patterns, it can really help with your over-explaining behaviour. Understanding the root causes can help you address them more effectively. If this feels too hard or too overwhelming, it might be better to do this process with a coach or a therapist who can help and support you with compassion. Practicing self-compassion is also really important, forgiving yourself for any past behaviours. Additionally, consider forgiving those who may have contributed to your insecurities, allowing you to let go of lingering resentments. I have a full video on self-compassion. I'll leave the link below. Number 2, embrace authenticity. Embrace your authentic self and trust that you are enough. Authenticity can reduce the need to over-explain as you become more comfortable with who you are and less concerned with seeking approval from others. I know this can be challenging and it's easier said than done, but again, working with the right coach or a therapist can help you immensely. Practice expressing your feelings and needs openly and honestly. Authentic communication fosters deeper connections and reduces the compulsion to over-explain. If this is met with hostility or dismissal, you may want to take a deeper look at your relationships and the type of people you're surrounding yourself with. Some people have a vested interest in us not changing. Be aware of those types of people. The wrap up. The need to over-explain is a common behaviour rooted in insecurity, anxiety, and often childhood experiences. However, you can overcome the habit of over-explaining. But first, you have to have that self-awareness. It's helpful to understand what's causing it, but also then implementing the strategies that I've discussed here, building self-confidence, practicing mindfulness, communication skills, emotional support, boundaries, etc. Personal growth and self-reflection are key components of this journey. By reflecting on your childhood experiences, embracing authenticity, and forgiving yourself and others, remember, you are enough just as you are, and you do not need to over-explain to prove your worth. What next? If you have any words of wisdom on this topic or any questions you'd like me to answer, please leave them in the comments section below. You know that I absolutely love interacting with you all and really value your feedback. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that you don't miss a thing. Finally, as always, a huge thank you to everyone who stays until the very end, and a massive thank you for all your support. It really does mean the absolute world to me.